Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by green hills and golden fields, there lived a boy named Leo. He was an ordinary boy with extraordinary dreams. Leo wanted to be great. He wanted to study well, to play sports, to shine in life. But he had one problem. He never stayed consistent. He started things with excitement, but soon gave up. If he tried studying, he would quit after a few days. If he joined football practice, he stopped going when it became hard. His heart was big, but his patience was small. One summer, Leo decided he wanted to learn the flute. He loved the sound of music floating in the air during village festivals. He bought a simple wooden flute and practiced for 1 week, but the sound was bad and his fingers hurt. Frustrated, he threw the flute aside. "It's too hard, I'm not talented," he said to himself. His grandfather, who was wise and kind, noticed this habit of starting and quitting. One evening, he called Leo to sit under the banyan tree in the courtyard. The setting sun painted the sky orange, and the air was calm. "Leo," his grandfather said gently, "do you know how this big tree became so strong?" Leo shook his head. "Because every day, without fail, it grew a little. Not in one day, not in 1 week, but slowly, consistently. Even the river cuts through rock not because of power, but because it flows every day without stopping." Leo listened quietly. His grandfather placed a hand on his shoulder. "My boy, talent is a gift, but consistency is a power. If you water a plant daily, it grows into a tree. If you stop, it dies. Life is the same. Greatness is not in doing big things once, but in doing small things every day." That night, Leo could not sleep. The words echoed in his mind. He thought of the flute lying in the corner. He thought of his unfinished books, his abandoned dreams. For the first time, he understood that quitting early was the reason he never improved. The next morning, he picked up the flute again. His fingers still stumbled and the notes were rough. But instead of throwing it away, he promised himself, "I will practice just 10 minutes every day." And so he did. Every morning before school, Leo practiced. At first it was painful, the notes squeaked, his breath ran out. Sometimes neighbors laughed at the strange sounds. But Leo remembered his grandfather's words and kept going. 10 minutes a day became 20. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, the music changed. The squeaks turned into melodies. Birds seemed to pause and listen. His classmates were surprised when he played a sweet tune at a school program. People clapped, but Leo smiled quietly. He knew this was not magic. It was the power of consistency. Encouraged, he applied the same rule to his studies. Instead of cramming at the last minute, he read 2 pages every night. At first, it felt small, almost useless. But after weeks, he realized he had finished entire chapters without stress. His grades improved. Teachers praised him, but he only whispered to himself, "Consistency." Even in football, Leo tried again. He practiced kicking the ball 10 times every day. Rain or shine, he showed up. Months later, his coach noticed his progress and made him part of the school team. Years passed. The little boy who once quit everything became a young man with discipline. People admired his talents, his music, his knowledge, his sportsmanship. Many asked him, "Leo, what is your secret? How did you achieve so much?" He always answered with a gentle smile, "There is no secret. I am not more talented than you. I just never gave up. I just kept showing up every day." One day during a school function, Leo was invited to play the flute before the whole village. The ground was filled with people, the air buzzing with excitement. When Leo stood on the stage holding the same wooden flute he once wanted to throw away, he felt tears in his eyes. He played, and the melody was pure, magical, full of life. The crowd was silent, enchanted. His grandfather, sitting in the front row, smiled with pride. Leo bowed his head, remembering the lesson that changed his life. Greatness is not about one big effort. Greatness is about small efforts repeated consistently. Consistency is stronger than talent, luck, or motivation. You may not see results in one day or even in one week, but if you show up every day, little by little, your small steps will turn into big achievements. Dreams don't work unless you do. But if you do a little every day, your dreams will surely come true. So my friends, remember, never underestimate the power of consistency.